Now, my mentor happens to be in the room. His name is David Corbin. I pointed him out a couple times. He was crying like a old school girl when Colt yesterday was doing his speech. It was amazing. This guy and I go so far back because we've been in each other's lives for almost 20 years. And what's really cool, hold on, quiet. This is important. This is my mentor. Quiet. When you have a good quality person in your life that will literally uplift, encourage, and tell you what you can do, it absolutely is game changing. And if you ever get a chance, an opportunity to get to know David Corbin, I recommend you do just that. His is his book called Illuminate the Negative. This is the brand new cover. He is now going to do an interview with one of our favorite human beings who is the sponsor of the Tub of Love, Jen Duplessis. Coming to the stage right now is Mr. David Corbin. Come on.
All right, it's time to get serious. Now let's get serious here. Are you ready? By the way, I'm going to put in the Tub of Love. I'm going to do a half day of mentoring at my property. How many of you have been to my property, stayed at my cottage? Yeah, a lot of you. So that's why I do my mentoring. Put in a half day, a night at the cottage, and kick your ass out, all right? It's like $4,500, although Secret Knock I only charge $3,000. But this is going in there. So I have the opportunity of interviewing someone here who's one of my friends and one of my heroes. And you're going to see why I said those two things. Are you with me on that? Can I get an amen? Ladies and gentlemen, please bring to the stage Ms. Jen Duplessis. Where's the Jen? Where's the Jen? Yes. We haven't hugged enough, have we? Where you want to sit, baby? You kidding? You're the one who's, this is like Lady Jen Duplessis. Hello. So, it's really funny because Frank was just saying he needs to sing like he needs to breathe. Yeah. And you and I need to mentor like we need to breathe, right? It's who we are. Yeah. So let's just talk a little bit about that. So how many of you know of Jen's accomplishments, what she's done, who she is? So, right? We're not going to talk about that. But for those who don't, we're talking about numbers like 1 billion, 30 million, like $1 billion in lending, 30 million of her own real estate right now that's going down. But most importantly, I got to tell you, she's got the cutest grandchildren in the world. But that's another story for another day. So Jen, you did all this stuff. People now know you've got your own TV show. You got the pie. You've done such cool stuff. What I want people to know about you. Yeah. Like I know you. So the qualities and characteristics that you think are associated with the hustle versus the chill. Could you talk a little? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hi, everybody. Yeah. So raise your hand if you have been living in hustle or did live in hustle at some point in time in your business, right? You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Yeah. I call that eating soup with a fork. I'll let that sit in. Yeah. I mean, you're just hustling and you're not, full, you're not fulfilled, your pocket's not full, right? Yeah. And, family is the most important thing for me. Anyone that knows me knows that, my family is important. I'm celebrating my 42nd wedding anniversary in July. Yeah. Now, when I say that, I'm going, wait a minute, did I just lie? Because I think I'm 42. And the numbers don't add up. Oh, and it's not a dyslexic thing either. I'm just like, something's not adding up. But family is the most important thing to me. So, those of you that know Brian and I, you know that we're tight, right? We're tight about that. But it took me 35 years to learn that family was important to me. I thought it was, but that was on the surface, as many of us think, I think.
So what could you offer to those, particularly women, who end up with adrenal fatigue and stuff? Adrenal fatigue is it. So what could you offer to them to wake up to that and to make shifts? Because you got to hustle at a certain point, right?
Yeah, I think we all have to hustle. One of the phrases I use is that in our life we learn, then we earn, and then we have this compelling need to return. Yeah. And, I was struggling with that for so long because I was earning, but I just wanted the return with my family. But I don't think this is a woman thing. And by the way, I don't just mentor women, I mentor men. In fact, right now, I think I've got 80% men and 20% women. So it oscillates back and forth. But, I think that, my mom and I were on the phone one day and I said, well, we're doing this and we're going there and we're, running around doing everything. And she said, you have such a great quality of life. And I said, oh, well, thanks. And then I slept on it. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, ugh, I don't want a quality of life. To me, that is keeping up with the Joneses, watching. And I think comparison is the thief of joy. So I don't like comparing myself to anybody. And I woke up and I thought, what I'm looking for is a life of quality, not a quality life. And that's when I started seeking that. And that's when everything just exploded for us, financially and personally. And I think about my family and I think about my husband, as goofy as he is, and he has a traumatic brain injury. I don't know where doctor is. I didn't get your book last night. I would love to get your book. And I think about my family. It just warms my heart.
Life of quality. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah.
True or false? I spent some time at your house.
Yes, thank you for coming.
You cooked me and us a breakfast, which my cardiologist is still trying to clear out, right?
Right.
You should have seen it. It's unbelievable. But this is the person who was manifesting all throughout this sort of hustle stuff because, and then she's a janitor. You don't know this professionally. Tell them about that. I just say, I can't believe, but I can believe that she's a janitor. Talk about that.
He uses that word lightly. Brent and I could pay for a lot of people to serve us, and we don't. I still scrub my kitchen floors on my hands and knees because I'm German. I want it spick and span, right? I still do that. But yeah, when we invite people to come and spend time on our property with us, we want to serve them and to really, and you stayed in our house and we made breakfast for you and we cleaned up everything and, took you to the vineyard. That was fun. We took you on a golf cart ride. That was fun.
See, but the thing is,
the fun cart, as the kids call it. Yeah.
You exposed yourself to me. No, you.
He does this to me all the time. We were back there yesterday and he goes, hey, do you want to go upstairs and talk? And I was like, oh, I don't know.
But it was just so cool to see the real her. How many of you have seen or heard certain people here? They're accomplished, etc., and you just don't know how to approach them because they seem so, they're like there, and we're like here, and that's like so sucks because it's stupid. Because the real justice is in realizing it's just us. We're all goobers, right? So I never.
We're all janitors.
Well, but I never, I hadn't seen. I'd seen this polished, award-winning TV show, blah 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 blah, brilliant, high achievement.
Thank you.
Then when I saw that level, it wasn't her hiding it from me. It was me projecting stuff on her. Have you experienced that? So I'm going to invite you all to get to know this person, because she carries wisdom. Any wisdom you want to drop with these people, and then maybe somebody has one quick ask question.
So I always leave stages with this quote, right? We flatter those we scarcely know. We please the fleeting guests, but we deal many a thoughtless blow to those we love the best.
Who can't relate to that? Anybody want one quickie question? Go ahead. You're relating. Okay. Any questions of Jen? Yeah.
I was relating. Oh my gosh. Okay, so her question is, what kind of advice or counsel can I give for approaching someone that we feel less than? Yeah, but they're up here because it's your perception they're up there, right? So they're still human. Everybody's human. We all have these beautiful experiences that we have, and it's about getting to know that individual person. I love what Brian said yesterday, Brian Gaelic. he said, don't ask people what they do, ask them, about their life, where are you going on vacation, Yeah. I think that for me, how that's worked, because I've met a lot of really unbelievably influential people, is to be curious about them. And that's, one of my podcasts is 14 years old. I have one of the oldest podcasts in the world. And it's a lot of talking, and it's a lot of it's a lot of being curious. So it's not about you being in any level or them being in any level. It's about you being curious about who they are, so that you can compliment them and share in some experience that we have. We just, with Franco, right? Frank. I looked for his name up there again, like it should be up there. I've been to Phantom of the Opera 42 times in 8 cities, and I also play flute and piccolo in the symphony. So I'm an overachiever. There's no. I'm also an expert markswoman, so don't mess with me. Okay. And he knows. He saw them. Right.
All right. So there it is. Let's end on that. Do not disrespect your maker by putting yourself below any other.
That's
Let's hear it for Jen Duplessis.